Checking in, it's D&B Spotlight now. It's the absolute pleasure speaking to Jumpin Jack Frost. How are we doing, sir?
I'm good, brother, good.
So, obviously you got the set later on in Brixton. How was the travel up to Manchester?
Yeah, it's nice, man, just, easy afternoon, just jumped on the train, head back to Brixton. I got my birthday bash there tonight for my Brixton-based night, but it's nice to be able to come to Manchester always,
Sunny for a change.
Mate, I couldn't tell the last time I saw the sun when I came up here. So it was raining, you know what I mean?
Never sunny in Manchester. But it's the first time you put shorts on in Manchester.
Mate, it's the first time ever I've had shorts on in Manchester. Every time I come up here, I got to fucking wear a jacket, like a coat and shit, you know what I mean?
Now, for those youngers who might not know, Jumpin Jack Frost set up V Recordings, Philly Blunt, with Brian G many years ago, and the sound has forever evolved since then. So, Manifest, we've got a full of different flavours today. You've got old school, you've got new school, we've got a full mix of different subgenres. What do you think of the Manchester drum and bass sound coming through?
Well, it's always, the Manchester vibe has always been evolving, has always had a special niche, do you know what I mean? And, on a whole, across the whole dance music spectrum, Manchester's always been very important, do you know what I mean? From the indie all the way through to drum and bass, it's always been very important. Like many years ago, I used to come down there to buy records at Eastern Bloc, and this is like in the early 90s, and so Manchester's always been in the cutting edge of stuff, always.
It's always got some sort of tunes going on, hasn't it? Now, one thing I find very interesting, so I don't mind me speaking about this, so you, drum and bass, obviously I know people won't mind us saying, it's known for drinking, drugs, it's quite a messy scene, and you're sober now, aren't you?
Yeah.
And originally you did start selling with rum, wasn't it? And how have you found that switch from, because obviously, people say, you can quit doing something, but if you're around people all the time, I went completely sober for a full year. How have you found the switch from going to sober sets?
Well, I was always getting messy, man, you know what I mean? And for 3 years now, I've been sober and I love my life, and I couldn't imagine ever going back to even having one drink in my life ever again. I get so much more done, I'm a lot happier, and just everything about my life is more productive, So yeah, it's a real game changer if you want to be doing stuff with your life,
Yeah, because I've seen it in quite a few of the podcasts you spoke about. You're quite an advocate for it, and I think you spoke in one of the podcasts about, was it a new diagnosis of ADHD or? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know I had ADHD. And now I know it explains a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I'm one of them. I've got to be doing a million things at once.
That's me, man.
I feel like I can't. If I'm sat there at home doing nothing, I feel like I can't breathe. I feel like I need to be doing a million things at once. Now, you've been about this scene for a long time, and like I said, you've gone from one Jumpin Jack Frost, so obviously, like you say, messy every time going out, which majority of DJs, that is part of the scene. It's like, I mean, you're on the job. What can you do? Especially when you're working them late nights, it's the only thing that kind of get you through. So, what's your advice? I'd say to upcoming DJs and producers in this new wave of drum and bass and this new world in 2026.
Just, be your authentic self. Try to be as productive as you can. And, if you're going to take drugs, just be sensible, you know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and tell people what to do and preach to people because everyone's got to walk their own journey, But just be mindful that, things can go badly wrong for you,
Definitely. Jumpin Jack Frost, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for having this little chat with me. My name's Seb Red and that was D&B Spotlight. Thank you.